Looking for you, of course. You're the lady of the hour, the girl of the day."
He pulled something from his waistcoat pocket, cupped it in his hand so she couldn't see, and hid it by sliding both hands behind his back. "If that's a gift for my birthday, you're meant to wrap it and present it to me properly, not hide it away." Her pulse quickened as she thought of what he might give her. Then she looked down, and the way his shirt buttons strained across his chest made her breath speed too. Lately, she was aware of everything about him in ways she'd never been before. More specifically, she'd become intensely aware of his body. Like now, when she noticed that the stubble on his chin glittered gold in the sunlight, how he smelled of fresh air and the cinnamon biscuits Cook had made for the party, and that unique, deeper scent that was all Rhys.
"I'm not sure you'll like it, Harry. You are known to be rather picky."
Ari was a nickname only Rhys used. He wasn't satisfied with Bella, as everyone else called her. He insisted on something unique. "How dare you? Everyone knows you're the pickiest man in the village." Bella pushed playfully at his chest, as she'd done dozens of times over the course of their friendship. This time was different. He wasn't a little boy anymore, and she was no longer a little girl. That he was 4 years older had never mattered much when they were children, but over the course of the previous summer, she'd begun to think of him as a man. The inescapable fact was that he'd grown very appealing and very handsome. Her feelings for him had grown too into something she was afraid to voice. But now, standing inches from him, she found she didn't want to pull away. Under her palm, he radiated heat, and it was as much of an enticement as discovering whatever gift he concealed behind his back. "You're so picky, none of the girls in the village can catch your eye." Her heart leapt in her chest as she waited for his reply. A part of her dared to hope she was the reason no other girl could tempt him.
"It took you a month to decide which colour of dress to wear today," he teased.
"Mama said it was the most important dress I'd ever wear, at least until the start of the season. But she is dramatic when it comes to fashion." He laughed, and the sound was infectious. She always laughed when he did, but the sound was richer now that she could feel the reverberation against her palm. "Show me what it is," she insisted, with a gentle push. Rhys tipped his head and looked down at where she touched him. She felt his response. His heartbeat raced faster. When his eyes met hers again, their cool blue shade seemed darker.
"Turn around, Arabella,"
he said on a husky whisper. Bella did as he requested, without protest or hesitation. That was new too. Usually they debated everything. Her breath snagged in her throat as she waited, listening to the rustle of fabric as he brought his arms forward. A little squeak sounded in the high-ceilinged library, like the metal-on-metal rub of a hinge giving way. A hinged box? Bella's mind went to jewelry, and then to the image of a ring, and her deepest, most secret wish that she was almost afraid to admit to herself. She was expected to have a wildly successful coming-out season. Her mother had been planning for months, years. But since her change of heart toward her best friend, Bella's dream was an uncharacteristically rebellious one. Deep down, she hoped her season might be unnecessary because Rhys would ask her to be his. Her parents couldn't disapprove. They'd known Rhys as long as she had and loved him as a son, not to mention that he was heir to a dukedom. As her mother had told her 100 times while they discussed eligible noblemen who might be promising prospects for the coming season, nothing compares to a duke. It would come as a shock to no one to discover that he'd had her heart for years. Even Rhys couldn't doubt that, but it had always been a friendship kind of love. Now it was so much more. He swept his fingers across the back of her neck, and Bella gasped.
"Are my hands cold?"
No, was all she could manage. Her skin tingled where he'd touched her, and a ribbon of warmth spread out from that spot and slid all the way down her back. She felt his other hand come up, and he stretched one arm over her shoulder, then the other. Cool metal landed gently against her neck, and then his fingers were fumbling at her nape again, brushing against the wisps of hair that had escaped her coiffure. He'd hooked a necklace